please. Nobody move. This is a must.
3 days of protests as people march against the government's policies on immigration.
Johnny, those riots in LA, they're still going. Yeah. Johnny, could modern technology, could it help at all over there? Technology, Johnny? Yeah, robots or something. Well, I think they're a long way off that, Johnny. Anything dog robots especially, to try and quell this sort of stuff. Well,
this robot dog has demonstrated an impressive ability to keep balance. Go-To is designed by leading Chinese robotic maker Unitree Robotics. In this video, the robot dog is tested in extreme manners, but it can always get back on its feet. That is incredible.
I don't think that'd be very effective unless you made him a bit more savage. Yeah, like they can rip people and bloody grab people. But the ones they're supposed to be using now, they're pretty tame. In fact,
New at 5, a SWAT team in Los Angeles used a robotic dog to end a standoff early this morning. It started about 4 a.m. on a Metro bus. Well, the passengers and the bus driver evacuated the vehicle. Police then deployed the robotic dog. You just saw a spot, which boarded the bus and retrieved the gun. The suspect eventually then stepped off the bus. No one hurt.
I reckon people would just kick him or ignore him.
The White House accused protesters of using violent tactics.
Christ almighty, have a look at it. And branching out on that subject, Johnny, is it bloody ethical to kick or throw or spit on a robot? Be nice to the robots. Yeah, especially robot dogs. People have got into the habit these days of thinking that the dogs are on the same level as people. Strange as that may seem. Would they work anyway? I don't see them. You got to have a robot like this.
Ed 209. The enforcement droid, Series 209, is a self-sufficient law enforcement robot. 209 is currently programmed for urban pacification, but that is only the beginning.
With pockets of demonstrations flaring up over the weekend and incidents of clashes between protesters and police, Trump called in...
You now have 5 seconds to
It's very convincing. Yes. Oh, yeah, have a look at that. I reckon some of the rioters would steal them. Take a robot dog home with them. And if you get enough robot dogs around, people will start looking at them like they're real dogs. Jesus Christ! And anyone in a park or in a riot who gets a fucking big board or a big bloody plank or baseball bat and bashes the shit out of a robot dog, I think that'd get more bloody negative bloody vibes than bashing the shit out of a real live cop. And jumping back to the riots themselves, Johnny, it seems that there's a lot of people in these riots who don't seem to give a shit about the people being deported or not. They're more into looting. What? Yeah, this guy here, he's covered it. I was going to do something similar, but he's covered it, you know. Habib, roll that video of that bloke doing that commentary. Yeah, that one.
Nothing says fighting for immigrant rights like, checks notes, swiping the latest iPhone Pro Max 16 from the Apple Store. Nothing says fighting for immigrant rights more than stealing the freshest hoodies from the Adidas store. Nothing says fighting for immigrant rights more than nabbing bottles of booze from the downtown CVS. Nothing says fighting for immigrant rights more than liberating the latest $500 Air Jordan sneakers. Nothing says fighting for immigrant rights more than robbing the cash back from the little Tokyo sushi shop.
Oh, shit.
What's almost as shocking as the looting is actually seeing the police trying to arrest some of the looters.
Jesus Christ!
Burning buildings, looting stores and violently attacking cops is what immigrants do. Bit racist, mate.
Now he's being a bit sarcastic. But the point of it is that those people aren't there to bloody protest about bloody people being sent home. They're there to take advantage of the situation and get themselves a good pair of bloody Adidas, or Adidas as we call them here, shoes. Well, I happen to agree with you. And as you can see there, Johnny, robot dogs, robot whatever, unless they were like that big bloody robot with the guns.
You now have 15 seconds to comply.
They'd be helpless. But getting back to your original question, Johnny, technology's a fuck all use to these bloody coppers, and do we know that for sure? And those bloody soldiers, what are they called? Domestic guard or home guard or whatever they are, you know what I mean? Well, yeah. I've been wondering, Johnny, what would happen if all the coppers and the soldiers, they all just went home? What would happen? Well, would everything get looted? Would the whole city turn into a fucking den of bloody... Oh, yeah, would it all calm down? Maybe? Or would the whole place turn into just a bloody den of bloody shooting, rooting and stealing? I hope humanity hasn't stooped to that level. No one would be any of the wiser.